Hey there, future super surgeons. Welcome to a really special training mission today. We're going to become heart detectives, and our job is to make sure all our patients are super safe for their big operations. You ready? I thought so. Okay, let's jump right in.
Yep, that's me. I'm your friendly guide, the kid surgeon, and my whole job is to help you learn all the awesome secrets to being a great doctor. And believe me, today's secret, it's a big one. It's all about keeping those hearts happy and safe.
So what are we going to learn about? It's called the Revised Cardiac Risk Index, but that's a mouthful, so let's just call it the RCRI. The best way to think about it is like our top secret mission checklist. It helps us spot these little clues, kind of like warning flags, that tell us if a patient's heart might need some extra TLC before their operation.
All right, part 1, spotting the warning flags. So, our first job is to learn how to spot these things. Every single flag you find, boom, that's a point on our checklist. Let's get those detective eyes ready for our very first patient puzzle.
Okay, here we go, our first case. So we're evaluating a patient for a distal pancreatectomy. That's a big operation on their pancreas. Now the big question is, which one of these things would give us 1 point on our RCRI checklist? Is it A, a history of paroxysmal nocturnal dyspnea, or PND? That's when someone wakes up at night feeling like they can't breathe. Or is it B, diabetes that's managed with metformin, which is a pill? How about C, a serum creatinine of 1.9 milligrams per deciliter? Or maybe D, a history of a deep vein thrombosis, which is a blood clot in the leg?
Okay, kid doctors, time to put on your thinking caps. Pause right here and think for 5 seconds.
And the answer is A, a history of paroxysmal nocturnal dyspnea. You know PND? That is a huge clue. It's a classic sign of something called congestive heart failure, which is absolutely one of our 6 major RCRI warning flags. You definitely want to lock that one away in your brain. It's a super high-yield exam clue.
Awesome job on that first one. Let's try another patient puzzle. So, a 50-year-old man is scheduled for an elective colon resection. His ECG, that's his heart tracing, it shows something called pathological Q waves. But here's the thing. He says he's never, ever had chest pain. So how does this affect his RCRI score? Does it have A, no effect because he's asymptomatic? Or B, does it add 1 point for ischemic heart disease? C, does it add 1 point for an active cardiac condition? Or D, does it add 1 point for congestive heart failure? What do you think?
You are doing amazing. Seriously. Let's pause again for 5 seconds.
Okay, the correct answer is B. It adds 1 point for ischemic heart disease. And here's an exam super tip for you. Even if the patient says they feel totally fine, a clue that we can see, like those pathologic Q waves on an ECG, that counts. It's proof of a past heart problem. So for the RCRI, that evidence is a warning flag all by itself. This is a classic exam trap, so don't fall for it.
Wow, you've all become expert warning flag spotters. So, for part 2 of our mission, it's time to calculate. We're going to add up those flags and get a total score. Let's see how it's done.
All right, team, check this out. We have a 68-year-old man who is scheduled for an open sigmoid colectomy. Now, he's got a history of a TIA that's kind of like a mini stroke from 2 years ago. His diabetes is managed with metformin, so just a pill, and his serum creatinine is 1.9. So, what is his RCRI score? Is it A, a score of 1, B, a score of 2, C, a score of 3, or D, a score of 4?
Let's figure this one out together. Go ahead and pause for 5 seconds and add them up.
Did you get it? The answer is B, a score of 2. So how do we solve it? Well, first, that open colectomy is what we call high-risk surgery. So that's plus 1 point right there. And second, that history of a TIA, that's cerebrovascular disease, which is another point. So 1 plus 1 is 2. But did you see the tricky parts? The diabetes doesn't count because it's not treated with insulin. And that creatinine of 1.9, it's just below the cutoff of 2.0, so no point there either. Great job spotting those.
Fantastic work on the math. Okay, now for what might be the most important part of our mission, making the right call. See, it's not just about getting a score. It's about what we do with that score to help our patients. Let's see how it works.
Okay, this next one is really interesting. We have a 64-year-old man with known heart disease and insulin-dependent diabetes, so his RCRI score is at least 2. He's scheduled for an AAA repair, a big vascular surgery. But get this, he works as a landscaper and can work for hours without any symptoms at all. So what's the next step? Do we A, proceed with surgery without any more cardiac testing? B, tell him he needs a pharmacologic stress test? C, say he must have a coronary angiogram? Or D, cancel the surgery because it's just too risky?
Ooh, this one is tricky, so think really hard for 5 seconds.
The answer is A. We can proceed with the surgery without more testing. High yield alert. When a patient has excellent functional capacity, meaning they can do hard work without symptoms, it's like they have a superpower. It's basically a real-life stress test. It shows us their heart can handle the stress, so a lot of times they can go right to surgery even with a higher RCRI score. How cool is that?
Okay, kid doctors, here is our final challenge. A 55-year-old man has an RCRI score of 0, which is awesome, and he's scheduled for a simple hernia repair. But he tells you he has new chest tightness when he walks that goes away when he rests. So what should you do? A. Proceed since his RCRI is 0. B. Proceed, but with extra monitoring. C. Delay the surgery to evaluate this active cardiac condition. Or D. Ask him to climb 2 flights of stairs to check his capacity.
Last one, kid doctors. You've totally got this. Pause for 5 seconds.
And the correct answer is C. We have to delay the surgery to evaluate this active cardiac condition. This is the #1 rule. When a patient has new or unstable angina, that's an active cardiac condition. And that is a major red flag. It means we have to stop. We always have to evaluate these problems before we even think about the RCRI score for an elective surgery. It's the most important rule of all.
Mission accomplished. You did it. You've completely mastered the RCRI challenge. I am so proud of you. I knew you could do it. You are all officially certified heart detectives.
And as a reward for all your amazing work, I'm going to share my top secret list of the most important high-yield facts to remember. Let's check out your top secret pearls. Okay, here they are. First, remember, there are 6 things that can give you an RCII point. Next, insulin-treated diabetes counts, but diabetes treated with just pills does not. High-risk surgery means those big operations in the belly, chest, or on blood vessels. The #1 rule: active heart problems mean you stop and check it out first. And last but not least, a patient's ability to exercise is a real-life stress test. It tells you a lot.
You all did such an incredible job today. I am so proud of you. If you want more friendly exam stories just like this one, please don't forget to like and subscribe to ABSITE's _daily_dose. I can't wait to see you for our next mission. Bye-bye, super surgeons.